such an asshole.
Hello, children. Keep banging them out here. Aaron, I'm writing to seek a video response to address some concerns and questions I have about taking a year off. Situation: I have about a 1-year-old daughter and a son whose birth date is projected for late January of 2023. We are far away from family and don't have much grandpa support. I love how everyone thinks the grandparents like, hey, you're not doing anything. You're not like busy banging ma on the kitchen island, are you? You don't want to retire or nothing, did you? Here. The wife and I have no debt, are pretty frugal, have sizable savings. We are both in agreement that I could take a year off following my son's birth and just stay at home with the family. My wife really enjoyed my assistance when I used my Father Mandatory Leave Act, FMLA, after our daughter was born. Despite relentless bleep from the Gen X company men about their sacrifices they made for the company. Tough bleep. Best time of my life was staying home with my infant daughter, helping feed and change her diapers. I want the same with my son. There it is. Here's how bad things have gone. This is not a criticism on you. I just want you. We've been conditioned to think a certain way. We have been conditioned to think we shouldn't raise our children. Like, the answer to this is yes. Should I take a year off to help raise my son and help out your wife too? And you're going to have to watch over the daughter, right? Should you raise your children? Yes. And if you're fortunate, now in the olden days, in the before time, generally men are the ones that worked, supported family, and women raised their children. Now, of course, the ideal situation where whoever makes the most money goes and works, the other person. But you guys sacrificed. You did the right things. You made the right moves. You're frugal. And guess what? You get to raise your child. You get to take a whole year off and raise your child. And the reason I'm all for that is, guess what? You only get to raise that child once. And your children, perhaps tied with your spouse, are the most important people in your life. And you only get to raise them once. And to me, I've never understood that logic. I mean, you're taking off from work, and so it's kind of a slightly different question. But I have never understood how mentally ill or void of an ounce of humanity a lot of these gals have got to be, where you have the kid and your job is to immediately get it off to daycare and have someone else raise it and get back to work. It's just sick. It's inhumane. And inhumane, it's inhuman. I guess it is also inhumane. But it's just not human. Don't you want to raise your kid? No. You want to go back and work. Like, wow. I wonder what's wrong with America. What is the source of our problems? I have no clue. Why are all the children on drugs? Why are all the children, having surgery down there done? It's a Scooby-Doo mystery, man. But so the larger point I'm trying to make is, morally, the answer is a absolute 100% concrete yes. Take the year off to raise your son. From a economic opportunity benefiting you, yes, you only get one chance at this son growing up. And then you might have other children, but that particular one, you only have one shot to raise. And then by about 11 or 12, they're being influenced by the friends because you all sent them off to the public schools. And the teacher's like, oh, maybe do you like things, little Bobby? And then you're nerdy, you're not fun, you're not cool. And that was it. That was the childhood. Go on, bye. It's over now. Then they're off to school, and then maybe they come back. Maybe they don't. Maybe they come back with a different name and new plumbing. So spend the time with them now. Yes. Financials. Wife and I both worked in a particular industry. She is now home permanently with the babies, and I switched jobs to have more time at home. We went from around $325,000 a year to $120,000 a year on my salary. We saved like crazy and bought our house in cash. You've done all the work. Now you get to enjoy. It's hard. Admittedly, it's hard. It's like, oh, all I have to do is yell at the internet. I literally could go play poker. I can eat whatever the hell I want. I could hike for days on end. All I have to do is answer these questions every once in a while. Yeah, because you lived in Do you remember living in the basements for the decades part? Do you remember that? Do you remember the not eating part? Yeah, it pays off with exponential math. So you did it. We saved like crazy. Zero debt, savings, 100,000, 110 by the time the due date. Stocks, 50,000 if 50% profit. All right, so you have 160,000 cash. 401k, combine it up just over $1 million. You're good. Property taxes, 3,000 a year rounding up. So 3 divided by 12, 300. So 250 a month. All right, so let's just call it 500 with insurance and property taxes. So you need 500 a month. So 100,000 is more than adequate. Property plus car. Oh, you did it over there. Property, car insurance, rounding up. Healthcare, $600 a month. HSA, you got enough to cover that. Plan. After grandparents stop by to see the baby and help for a short time, I will quit my job and we will then dump our stocks. I would put in you 2 weeks. Don't quit your job. We will switch health insurance to Cobra and pay out of stock to sell off. I anticipate a maximum of 18,000 for insurance for a year. Insane, I know. 10,000 for lucky. Well, if you don't have income, I believe after a while you can file for insurance with the state or the state exchange. You should probably be able to cut the insurance down. Don't worry, Obama made it affordable for everybody. See how we made everything free? Most of these stocks are energy stocks with companies that own actual assets and produce actual stuff, not meme or tech stocks. Even after taking a hit recently, we have still some decent gains. Plan to only spend money from the stocks throughout the year. Use savings only if absolutely necessary. We will see the dentist, optometrist, stock up a diapers, food before I quit my job. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Buy it all. My wife's worries. The recession may be so long and severe that when I try to go back to work, the job will be dry. Well, no. Okay. Okay. Yes, there's a recession, but do you remember the whole 3 generations of useless people we raised who have a Democrat work ethic, meaning none? I wouldn't worry about your job. I really wouldn't worry. Push comes to shove, drive truck. There are so few Americans, young people, and by young, I mean, I don't know, under 40, that are going to work. You'll find a job, man. You'll find a job. Now, a really bad recession would come. Well, you might have gotten laid off anyway. Well, too bad, but it's more important that you spend time with your kid. And you don't have a mortgage. So, I mean, you could do Uber or work as a bartender and still make ends meet. You have freedom. Knock, knock, knock. You got the freedom you wanted now, finally. Now you can do it and survive anything. Again, pot calling the kettle black. It is a struggle. It is a tremendous amount of guilt not working as much as you should or could. But oh no, there's a recession and you have to work for $20 an hour. Good thing you don't have a mortgage. Huh? I maintain that I'll be able to find work after the year, but questionable whether I'll be able to step right back into $100,000+ role. So what? You step at 50,000. So what? I also live in a remote area where technical help is hard to find. All right, then you open up a shop. Hey, look, you can't be changing diapers all day, right? Why don't you take this time? You get a little bit of downtime. You can't be oogie all the time with the kid. Why don't you take that time to start exploring doing some contract work? Why don't you do that? We may move at the end of that year, may not. Well, why don't you let some time pass to see how the situation changes and then reassess? I also have a job hopper resume, to be brutally honest, 2 years at each company. You lasted 2 years? Isn't it like long for IT? Except for the new company, I've been there for 4 months. Oh, well. Your advice, your general thoughts on the plan and any advice you might have. I like your plan. Do it. Your opinion on handling healthcare, cheaper options. That seems awfully expensive to me since you're not making that much money. I guess you go on Cobra, but then poke around on the state exchange to see if you can get subsidized healthcare. Downfalls or caveats you may think of. I mean, aside from the ones you stated, no. But those are risks regardless. The biggest risk is that you wouldn't raise your child. That's the biggest risk. That's why you're doing this. Government chiefs, which programs may help during the year off? All of them. That's okay. In addition to you starting your little side gig, the next thing you're going to do, and maybe you have time to do this, is you get as much of your tax dollars back from those Democrat whores as much as you can for our sake. Okay. You get as much money back. EBT, and look at the nonprofits. If you want a great book you could pick up, even though it might be a little outdated, it may not exactly pertain to your state, get Enjoy the Decline and read the chapter on revenge. I go through how to collect welfare and all the different sources, government and nonprofit. So take a look at that. That's what I would do. Which programs may help during the year off? All of them. You'll be the thing the Democrats love the most, a poor person. I go, God, more poor people. We just love it. Look what we did to the black community. Oh, jerking themselves off at night at how many poor people they created. God, so many people poor. They believe that we're for them. So Democrat. Hey, Aaron, do your Democrat impersonation. There it was. Let me know where you sit on price. It's lengthy, but I think later. Yeah, there you go. Do it. And I would brag about, here's what you want. You want as many people say, must be nice. Now, don't tell people you're on government dole. Okay, don't do that. All right, say, yeah, I mean, just, nonchalantly tell the truth. Yeah, well, we paid off the house. We saved up $100,000 cash. We got an adequate retirement savings, so we don't have to worry. But I just want to spend time with my family. I want to spend a year off and raise my kid and help my wife. Does she work? No, we're just chilling out at home, enjoying life. Must be nice. And you know what you say? You know what? It is. It really is. It's like the greatest thing ever. Like, I get to spend time with my loved ones. I don't have to spend time at work. Why do you think I take pictures of me giving the finger always in these great hiking spots? I mean, yeah, marketing, but it's also like, hey, all you stupid people. Hey, all the people I had to tolerate in school. F you. How is that living in a trailer park that you have a mortgage on and 3 baby mamas? Well, you were so cool in school, man. All right, let's go to Super Chats. Subscribe if you kindly would. Hat and Clogs 4334, $2. Don't worry, Cappy. I'm a good meat shield. Good. Why? Am I getting in a gunfight one of these days? All right. That's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.